have to say, I don't know about you, but this game is buggy, performance issues and everything, but it's the most fun I've had in a Pokemon game in a while.
Okay, to be fair, visually speaking, the game is dog ass. It is so terrible.
Yeah, 100%.
Like, oh my god, I should not be spending 50 quid on a game that looks this terrible,
Great.
right? And performs this terrible. But the Switch is old hardware, so I was like, okay, it's fair enough. I'm not gonna be too mad. And the other thing as well, it's Pokemon. I'm not playing Pokemon for the good graphics. I'm playing it for the RPG elements, so I can excuse a lot of it. But I thought the leveling system is very good. We didn't have to grind a whole lot to complete the game, and I thought it was a right amount of grinding. And there's so much to do in this game, and the exploring is quite fun. So
it's a great Pokemon game. It's just, if they fix all the stuff around it, they've got a contender for like one of the best, not the best, but one of the best Pokemon games, just for the content it has.
Actually, counterpoint, shipping a game with memory leak issues is not acceptable. I do agree with that. The game should not have been released today. Last week.
Agree. It shouldn't have been released. They're doing it to get Christmas money. That's what they're doing. That's the reason why it's out now. But it's still a fun game. Whoever developed the story of it did a fantastic job. Whoever managed this game did a terrible job, because as a product owner, you do not release a game this early. Like, I don't think it's on the developers. It is on the person who managed the game.
Is that it's probably Nintendo or Game Freak pressuring themselves
100%.
to release games yearly instead of bi-yearly, or biannually, because I don't care if I have to wait an extra year for a game if the game is good, you know?
Yeah. Just release DLC for the other game, and I will pay more money. If they need money, give me DLC to play in this game, and I'll do it. Like, I liked Arceus. I didn't want another Pokemon game. I just wanted more content for Arceus.
Yeah, and I think Arceus was a glorious game that they made out of it was a really good alternative way of playing the game that didn't involve specifically fighting the Pokemon League and doing all these challenges. And I think this is a good evolution to the logic on how to do the Victory Road part, like doing a challenge in order to be able to be worth fighting the gym leader. I think it's an interesting concept, instead of just fighting the people inside the gym, doing the puzzle, and then getting to, it's a similar concept of there's a puzzle before the gym leader, but it's a lot more external, right? I think the only downsides to the game are one huge downside, which is the memory leaks and the general problems that the game has in a programmable way. I think the visual aspects are terrible. And then the fact that you can't skip cutscenes, the skipping, I hate it so slow. Is the only thing that I'm like, just let me have more freedom with like speeding up the game slightly, because there's so much to do. But you're making me wait.
Cutscenes, nightmare, absolute nightmare.
Nah, I'm like, why give me the opportunity to skip cutscenes if it doesn't do anything?
Dialogue. Just hammer B to skip the dialogue. Yeah, the reason the graphics are so low and all that performance is because it's such an open world map. They're trying to load way too much on a Switch, because I can see raids across the map. Like, I can see shining beams in the sky way further than I should, because obviously they want us to do raids and do stuff like that. But obviously you're gonna have performance issues if you're trying to render the whole map on a Switch. It's figure it out.
They did it well with Breath of the Wild, and Breath of the Wild looks phenomenal. If you've seen Xenoblade, it also looks, the Xenoblade Chronicles, it also looks glorious, and those graphics are high using just the base Switch. So it's like they can do it. They're just
they can 100%. I just don't.
They're just being lazy, and they're wanting to rush it. And what's called a guy named that we call Jesus in the chat. He said a delayed game is eventually good. A rushed game is forever bad. There's a quote from Shigeru Miyamoto apparently, which I entirely agree with.
I agree, but I disagree. In that,
I think
No
there are
Man's Sky, No Man's Sky did the impossible.
But it took so long for No Man's Sky to be good.
It took so long, don't get me wrong, and it was obvious that it wasn't their vision to release that early. That's not what they wanted. And I think this is probably the case with the people that developed this project, and it was their work. I just think Nintendo were like, money me now, give me money!